Hey guys, Swifty here. Today I wanted to talk about Justin Fields and specifically Ryan Poles and the Chicago Bears' plan for quarterback Justin Fields. Fans and media seem to have this narrative that in order for Justin Fields to succeed, we have to draft all offense and overpay for big name offensive players in free agency. They say things like, since the Bears drafted defense in the second round, they don't believe in Justin. Most of you know one of the biggest things I stand for on this channel: no narratives. Every take you hear from me on this channel is cooked up from research and countless hours of film study. This narrative that has been spreading about Justin Fields is one of the worst I have ever heard. It's lazy. I warned about it in a previous video over a month ago. Before I get into it too deep, I want to note that this is not the Justin Fields video I have been talking about in the past. Most of you know I'm a big fan of Justin Fields, and I've been working on an in-depth all 22 full breakdown on the young quarterback. I have been working on that since I started this channel, and it will be a big video. There's lots of analysis and advanced statistics for that one. It will be coming before training camp, I promise. This video today is about the pressure that going all offense would have put on Justin Fields and why I believe Poles is building this team the right way, no matter what the national media and Bear beat reporters want you to believe. Poles' plan is to take pressure off of Justin Fields. It's a very simple concept that I've touched on and even said things like a great defense is an offense's best friend. What does that mean though? How can I break it down and make it easier to understand why Poles thinks this way and why I agree with the philosophy? So imagine for a second we did go all offense. Imagine we spend big money in free agency. Then we draft George Pickens and Cam Jurgens in round 2. We ignore the defense and attack the offense aggressively. What does that do for this season? It should make it easier on Justin Fields, right? That is what all the analysts want you to believe, but is that really true? It might make it easier on Justin Fields to score points and put up some stats, sure, but it will also put a ton of pressure on him to make plays. If the defense is awful, that means it's all on Fields to win every week. Is that really the situation you want for our young quarterback? I don't. I would rather surround him with as much talent on this team as possible, so Fields has a chance to win us games. Because isn't that what great quarterbacks do? They make a big time throw when the game is on the line, or get the ball back with 2 minutes left in a close game and drive down the field for the win. The most common narrative is that the front office didn't do enough for Fields, so therefore they don't believe in him. We know that's false. Poles wouldn't have taken this job if he didn't believe in Justin Fields. So let's go over what this offense has besides the quarterback, who has legit superstar upside. We are stacked at running back. David Montgomery, Khalil Herbert, Preston Ebner, Darrington Evans, and Demontre Tuggle. Hard to argue that's not a top 10 running back room. We have a young, emerging safety blanket at tight end in Cole Kmet. We also have 3 to 4 other 6'6" weapons competing for the backup tight end spots. At wide receiver, we have a young, ascending player who was top 20 in both yards and receptions last year in Darnell Mooney. To go with Mooney, we have Byron Pringle, who was number 2 in the NFL in creating separation last season. We also have a dynamic talent in third-round pick Bayless Jones Jr. Then we have another 3 to 4 guys who could be weapons in Dante Pettis, David Moore, Tajay Sharp, and Equanimous St. Brown. On top of that, we have a couple of youngsters competing for spots as well. That wide receiver room has more depth and talent than we've had in a while. You cannot tell me that our wide receiver group as a whole is terrible. I would completely disagree. Then we have what should be a much improved offensive line led by Lucas Patrick, who gave up 0 sacks last year at center. We have more depth and talent here than we've had in a while. The unit still has to mold and gel, and it might take a while, but our offensive line is not horrible anymore. We then have an exciting special teams unit with a solid kicker and two guys battling for the punting job, including our 7th round pick. And then quite possibly the most dynamic secondary in the entire NFL and a top 10 defense this season. That sounds like we're setting Justin Fields up for success. So why is the media telling you otherwise? It's simple. Clickbait. We Bears fans are passionate, and it's proven. More Bears fans will click on negative links than the positive ones. We're changing that tune and providing some optimism into the Chicago sports scene. No more of those tired, lazy narratives. I will always give it to you real. Think about it this way. Why aren't more media and fans talking about how we routinely get beat by Green Bay Packers? Rodgers has been torching our secondary for nearly 2 decades now. Favre did the same before that. Yet I have seen barely any mentions of how our elite secondary could cause major problems for Rodgers and company this season, especially without Davante Adams around. I think the Packers will be a run-first team as they begin phasing Aaron Rodgers out of the offense. But I feel better about us facing Green Bay than I have in years. The offense we are going to run should be perfect versus the Packers. Pair that with a top 10 defense and an elite secondary, and the Packers-Bears game should be a lot more competitive than they have been in recent years. Chicago Bears quarterbacks and our team in general are always judged by whether or not we can beat Green Bay. I love the moves Poles has made, and it's not being a homer. I truly believe Poles is building this team the right way. If we want Justin Fields to succeed, it is important to surround him with talent. It doesn't mean we need the best wide receiver group in the league. It means we need a competitive football team all around. Analysts routinely miss this point. The better football team Ryan Poles puts on the field, the better position Justin Fields will be in to lead that team to success. Anyone telling you different, I would respectfully agree to disagree with. I realize the offseason is long and journalists get bored. However, these kind of narratives and clickbait articles need to be ignored. Now, I will say, judging by all the comments and feedback I've gotten from you guys, most of the people who watch my videos are already ignoring those narratives. Great job, guys. You guys that sub to me and watch my videos are the best kinds of Bear fans out there. I say guys as a general term, but my audience is mostly male. If you listen to this channel, or you are one of the few females out there who are listening, consider yourself one of the most informed Bears fans out there. I am routinely impressed by the amount of intelligent and thoughtful comments I get on my videos. I didn't know there were this many awesome Bear fans out there, and it's amazing that you all choose to watch my videos. Keep hitting those like buttons so we can find more optimistic and intelligent fans out there. Let me know in the comments what kind of videos you guys want to see in the future, and I will keep working to put out the best Chicago Bears content I can. I appreciate everyone, and I have tons more content coming. Be sure to subscribe and stay tuned. And until next time, bear down.